What if finance could do more than just generate returns? What if it could promote fairness, transparency, responsible investment, and shared prosperity? This is where Islamic finance comes in. Welcome to The A to Z of Islamic Finance, a new educational series by Arthur Capital, where we simplify Islamic finance and help you understand how it works in the real world. Today, we start with the most important question. What exactly is Islamic finance? Islamic finance is a financial system guided by the principles of Sharia, or Islamic law. But here's something important. Islamic finance is not simply conventional finance without interest. It is a broader approach to finance built around principles of fairness, transparency, ethical conduct, asset backing, and responsible risk sharing. The fundamental idea is that money should facilitate genuine economic activity and the creation of real value. So, rather than simply earning money from money, Islamic finance encourages transactions connected to assets, trade, investment, and productive economic activities. The principles of Islamic finance are rooted in the Quran, the Sunnah, and the wider principles of Islamic jurisprudence. Although the modern Islamic finance industry is relatively young, its underlying principles have existed for centuries. Trade, partnerships, leasing, investment, and other commercial activities were all part of economic life in early Muslim societies. The modern Islamic financial industry began developing more formally in the 20th century, with the establishment of Islamic banks, investment institutions, takaful companies, and sukuk markets around the world. Today, Islamic finance has grown into a global industry serving both Muslim and non-Muslim investors and businesses. What makes Islamic finance different? There are several key principles. First, riba, or interest. Islamic finance prohibits riba. This means financial returns cannot simply be generated through predetermined interest on a loan of money. Instead, Islamic financial structures use mechanisms such as murabaha, mudaraba, musharaka, ijara, and sukuk, depending on the purpose and structure of the transaction. Second, garar, excessive uncertainty. Transactions should be sufficiently clear and transparent. Third, maysir, gambling or speculation. Islamic finance discourages transactions that are essentially based on games of chance or excessive speculative activity. Fourth, ethical and permissible business activities. Islamic investments should not knowingly support activities that are prohibited under Sharia principles. And finally, Islamic finance emphasizes real economic activity, fairness, and responsible risk sharing. So, how does Islamic finance differ from conventional finance? The biggest difference is not simply interest versus no interest. It is about the underlying philosophy and structure of the transaction. In conventional finance, lending money at interest is a common way of generating a financial return. In Islamic finance, transactions are structured around permissible activities such as trade, leasing, partnership, investment, and ownership of assets. The objective is to ensure that the financial transaction is connected to a genuine economic transaction. Is Islamic finance only for Muslims? No. Islamic finance is available to anyone who is interested in ethical and Sharia-compliant financial solutions. You don't have to be Muslim to invest in a sukuk, participate in a halal investment fund, or use an Islamic financial product. In fact, many of the principles, such as transparency and ethical investment, appeal to people regardless of their faith. In today's financial environment, people are increasingly asking important questions. Where is my money going? What am I investing in? Is the return I am earning connected to real economic activity? Is the investment ethical and responsible? These questions are part of the reason Islamic finance continues to attract attention globally. It offers an alternative way of thinking about money and economic relationships. And importantly, Islamic finance is not about eliminating profit. Profit is permitted. The emphasis is on how that profit is generated, what it is connected to, and whether the transaction is fair and Sharia compliant. So, in simple terms, Islamic finance is a system of finance guided by Sharia principles, where financial transactions are expected to be ethical, transparent, connected to real economic activity, and free from prohibited elements such as riba, excessive garar, and maysir, and that is the foundation. But this is just the beginning. In the next episode, we'll take a closer look at the 5 fundamental principles. Until then, remember, finance should build value, not extract it. It should serve people, not burden them. See you in the next episode.